Okay. So I let the stone soak in the water for a little bit to get rid of, it's porous, so there's air in there. So I put it in the water to make sure it absorbs everything, and you can kind of see when the air bubbles stop. I actually already sharpened this knife, but I figured why not take a video and do it quick one more time. But this is how I do it. I'm not a pro by any means, but I feel like I am able to get it pretty sharp after some trial and error. So I start on this side. I think, God, I can't remember what this is. Like, I'm gonna make this up, but it's like 4,000, maybe 8,000 or something on this side. I can't remember. But you can buy these on Amazon or anywhere, and I think it's just like the standard coarse fine type Japanese whetstone. Kingstone is the brand, I think. But anyway, so I started on the coarse side, and I kind of guess at the angle. Here, one sec. I used to use this little thing here, and you can put it on there, and it'll kind of, these are like little ceramic-y things that slide along there, and that'll kind of give you the right angle that you need. But honestly, probably after 4 or 5 times, I kind of felt comfortable enough to not use it. And really the trick is you just want to go over. If you go under, that's fine. But if you go over, that's where you're going to start, blunting the edge. So you'll see as I do it, like sometimes I'm probably less of an angle than I should. But the idea is at the end of the day, when you're done with one side, you want to like kind of finish it off at the right angle. So I kind of just throw it on there flat, hold it like this, pull it up, and I'm left-handed, so this is like the side that I'm most comfortable on. Then I'll just kind of start going like this. And these, really, I'm not doing a lot of weight on this hand. I'm actually doing a lot with this and kind of using these fingers to make sure that there's contact evenly as I do it. And then as I get to the tip, I'll kind of angle up just a little bit, because there's the rounded edge. But yeah, I'll just do this. Honestly, it only takes, depends on how like dull the blade is, but I do this, I kind of keep an eye on it when I'm using it, and I'll sharpen it again, so I really only need to go through this like twice per side. Like here's one time. So I do that like twice. I just basically did it like 3 times, which is probably way more than I need to do. And then you kind of want to keep it wet, and I will dip it in the water and just kind of take a look at it. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just looking for like the final edge, the sharpened part to be pretty even across the entire way. And I guess that does take a little bit of practice when I was starting out. And actually with this thing, this kind of wants to do the same. It's forcing at this angle, so when you get to the end, you're actually kind of too much in my experience. And so I was actually overdoing it here. So I've been able to kind of fix that just by doing it manually without that. So that's kind of nice. This is the crappy side. I'm not good with this one at all. But again, it's this hand that throws me off. So again, I'm trying to keep it pretty light here and just kind of hold it and do most of the guiding with my left hand. I've seen some people, I think you can sharpen both sides with the same hand, but it just kind of feels even weirder to me than just trying to be ambidextrous. But you can you can look at some other videos and see what other people are doing. This one I tend to go way under, so if I'm not careful, so I'm gonna really kind of get that up off just to make sure that I'm getting at the right angle. And you can kind of set it. I've heard people use like matchbooks and stuff to get the right angle. This sometimes will help me just kind of taking a look at this, but I don't know, after a while you get the hang of it. And by looking between passes, you can kind of see what you're doing and if you're going way off. But yeah, again, you know, I'll just start doing the same sort of deal on this side. And in terms of pressure, I'm not pressing too hard. You know, if the blade is really dull and you're starting from scratch, you probably are going to want to press a little bit harder to take some more material off, or actually just use a coarser stone. Pretty much just using the weight of my fingers here as I do this. See, I kind of screwed up there, so just take your time. You pretty much just need to be really patient. And if you feel things going off the rails, just stop and like check yourself. And, you know, so you can do, I think it's scary, but I think it's actually pretty, I don't want to say foolproof, but if you take your time and you're patient, you don't go too far that way. You know, you're really, if anything, trying to be under and then come up to it as you feel comfortable. You're gonna be fine. But yeah, it does take a little practice, and I definitely recommend one of those little guides at first. If you're just starting out, that definitely helped me. So yeah, again, I'm just gonna get the crap off and just take a look at it. Yeah, it looks pretty good, pretty even. I think I was, like I said, I think I was a little under on this side, so it's I don't know if you can see that, but it's wider, which is probably not great. But, you know, every time I sharpen it, I just try to take a look at it, and I'll try to compensate for that next time. Okay, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna flip it over to the superfine side and just do the same thing. This, if anything, you can use even lighter pressure, and you're really just trying to remove any burr that formed and just give it that final polish. And so you'll see this kind of go from a more dull looking edge to like, you'll actually see it get really polished and almost a mirror finish. And that's kind of how I know when I should be done. Yeah, so I can already see that that's gotten way more shiny. I don't know if you can see that. I wish I had a good view of the camera, but anyway, so I'm just gonna flip over and do the other side real quick. This side is, you know, this side of the stone is probably, gosh, I don't know what I'm talking about, but maybe more forgiving because it isn't as coarse. And so if you're using lighter pressure and just taking your time, at least I've found that this hasn't screwed me over as much as like the coarse side if I do something wrong. See, I'm all over the place on that. That's better. Yeah, again, great. I can see the shine. Certainly feels scary sharp. And just take a paper towel and get all the crap off and dry everything out. And that usually helps me feel how sharp it is. Yeah, that's pretty sharp. All I have is an apple to test with, but you can kind of start to see how like sharp that is. Super thin pieces, really sharp. So yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. And, you know, it just takes a little practice, but you can get it figured out. Yeah. All right. That's it.